Hey, what's up guys, it's Rory, and today we got a new video for you guys. So this one's actually not going to be my stereotypical Black Ops 4 commentary, but it's going to be more of a commentary on how I view the gaming industry as a whole and what I think needs to be done about it. So I'm actually going to be highlighting some of these practices that I see companies putting into place that I think are kind of toxic to the community and don't really make sense in my eyes. And I'm going to start with Blizzard because they had a pretty huge blow up a couple weeks ago when they announced their new Diablo game, Diablo Immortal. Essentially what this was is it was a all mobile Diablo game. Now this could be alright if it was ported to mobile, but the fact that it's mobile exclusive was very disappointing to a lot of Diablo fans. I'm not a huge Diablo player. I played Diablo 3 a little bit, but I didn't really get into it too much. It's just not my style of game. But the fact that they would think to release it only for mobile just confuses me to the nth degree, and I don't know why they would do that. They have such a die-hard player base, and I feel like they didn't really think about that player base whenever they made the decision. They were just thinking about acquiring new players and, you know, making the most money and not really caring about, you know, what their current fans thought of it. And I feel like it was not necessarily even a bold move, it was just a stupid move. They received so much backlash for it, and I highly doubt that many of their diehard fans are going to buy the game if it's paid or play the game if it's free. They might try it a little bit, but they're probably not going to want to play a game that's all on mobile. And this all stems from companies just thinking about their profit first and seemingly not even thinking about the consumers at all. And that's a huge problem. The consumer is the #1 reason a company is alive, and it needs to be treated as such. And so whenever I see all these practices put into place by big corporations and big companies, it kind of annoys me. However, they do have some really good examples of consumer-based products, such as Overwatch. This game was amazing. It was a lot of fun. I played it for like a year and a half, and the best part about it was that it was $40 for the base game on PC, and then you got everything else for free. There was no microtransactions that were required to enjoy the game in a more robust way. There was no expansion packs. There was nothing like that. It was all about the gameplay, and that's what I loved about it. I could spend $40 on the game and not drop another penny on the game. I don't even know if I bought a single like currency pack or something like that in that game, and I loved that game. And you could obviously buy these loot boxes, but you didn't really need to. You already got plenty of them, and they would only give you cosmetics anyways. And if you wanted to, you could just save up with your coins and buy the legendary skins that you wanted after not too much playing time, to be honest. So I don't really understand why anybody would stray from that model. It got such good feedback. There's still so many people playing that game, and not only is the game super well made, but it's managed well. And I feel like all games should follow in that similar path. Now obviously there's games like Fortnite which follow different paths with the free-to-play model, but focuses heavily on microtransactions. The thing is, Fortnite actually has pretty decent skins and constant updates and all that stuff. I hate Fortnite, to be honest, but their business model's one of the best ones out there, to be honest. But anyways, on to one of my favorite games at the moment, Black Ops 4. Now, again, I love this game. It's my favorite game out right now, and it's the best Call of Duty that I think we've had since Black Ops 2. But there's so many problems with it on the marketing side, it's kind of ridiculous. Most recently, David Vonderhaar, who's the lead developer for Treyarch, released a tweet saying he's tired, I think he said it on stream actually, that he was tired of people asking for the orbital VSAT to return, and he said, "It's not coming, I'm tired of hearing it." If you guys don't play much Call of Duty, the orbital VSAT is essentially a kill streak which lights up the radar with your enemies, showing what direction they're facing, where they are on the map, and it sweeps a lot more frequently than the normal radar kill streak. And it's been a huge part of all the Black Ops games, except for this one for some reason. And the excuse they had for it was just shallow and frankly just bad. They said that one of the specialists already played that role. His name is Recon, and he doesn't. He has a vision pulse that activates for about 7 or 8 seconds, and then it goes away, and you can only use it once a game. And it's not a kill streak, it's a specialist equipment that you get like 5 minutes in the game or so. So people were really frustrated about that, but they're just not going to put it in, and I don't understand why. It goes back to this whole idea of people wanting to play a game a certain way, but the developer says, no, you have to play our way. And the lack of freedom, I feel, is what's kind of ruining games for a lot of people. And the streamlined process of something like a multiplayer game should not be there. It should be, you can play however you want and be effective in that way. Now, I'm not saying everybody should be able to run around with whatever they want to run around with and go 70-0, but I am saying that there needs to be a couple spaces for freedom in a created class system or in a specialist equipment system or something like that. There needs to be some sort of way to play where you don't have to sweat all the time. You don't have to play tactical or whatever. Nobody wanted a 5v5 only game modes, but that's what we have in Black Ops 4 because the developers want you to play that way. And what do you know? The featured game modes that have 6v6 categories are being played the most, and that's not without reason. People don't want to play a slower paced Call of Duty game. Call of Duty is a fast paced game, and they want to keep it as such. So whenever they give us these excuses like, oh, that's not how the game is meant to be played, it plays better this way. No, it doesn't, because people don't want it to play like that. They want it to play how they've used to been playing it, how they've been used to playing it, and how they want to be playing it now. They want to be playing quick. They want to be playing with high kill streaks that destroy the map. They want to be playing with guns that they want to use. But that's not something we've been seeing a lot with Black Ops 4. I personally enjoy the game, but that's just because I think that I'm decent at the game. But I haven't been able to play how I want to play. It's just lucky for me that the core gameplay is so good that at the moment, I'm not feeling like I need to play that way. But I feel like in 2 or 3 months, I'm going to want to try to find out some new ways to mess with my creative class and go on some high kill streaks in that way. But yeah, so that's kind of my whole ideology about that. I feel like the rotating game modes are also kind of a annoyance for me. Like I said earlier, the game modes that get rotated in that are 6v6, like 6v6 Chaos Hardpoint was a good one, 6v6 Domination, like those game modes are there and people enjoy playing them, and they get removed the next week, and people don't understand why. Nuketown was moved to Hardcore Nuketown. I don't know if you guys know what Nuketown is, but it's essentially a map that has been in the past 3 Black Ops games, and it's known to be one of the best maps in history of any video game. And for them to change it to Hardcore Nuketown without anybody asking them to do that was just confusing to a lot of players, and there was no explanation for it. And when people asked for Nuketown back, they just didn't get a response. So I'm just kind of having trouble dealing with all this. We want you to play the game how we want you to play the game, and you don't get to choose ideology that's going around in these big companies nowadays. So that's just kind of my 2 cents on the topic. If you guys see anything else that you guys don't like in the gaming industry nowadays, just leave it down in the comments below. I'll be sure to read all of them. I'll reply to all of them I can. And be sure to like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.